Thank you, Harmon, and thank you, John McNamara. Now get your pencils and scorecards ready. Here are the lineups for the ball game today. For the California Angels, batting first and playing first base, Rod Carew. Rick Burleson back in the lineup after a day off. He'll bat second and play short. Reggie Jackson will be the designated hitter and bat third. In left field today, batting fourth, Brian Downing. Ellis Valentine in right field will bat fifth. Bobby Grich at second base will bat sixth. Fred Lynn still not able to go as far as we know, still suffering from that sore foot when he fouled the ball off in batting practice the other night. So Bobby Clark will be the center fielder and bat seventh. Tim Foley at third base batting eighth, and Bob Boone will bat ninth and will be the catcher. So it's Carew, Burleson, Jackson, Downing, Valentine, Grich, Clark, Foley, Bob Boone. Doug DeSensei is in Baltimore getting his back checked by the Baltimore Orioles doctor, and he is not even in uniform today or even in Boston. He's in Baltimore, and we'll get a report on him later on today. Now from Fenway Park. Before the game on Sunday, the rubber match of this three-game series, our national anthem played by organist John Kiley. For the Boston Red Sox, leading off and playing second base, Jerry Remy. Dave Stapleton will bat second and play first base. In left field, batting third, Jim Rice. Tony Armas will play center field and bat fourth. Dwight Evans in right field will bat fifth. The designated hitter today, first time we've seen him in this three-game series, Reed Nichols, and Reed will bat in the sixth spot. Ed Urak will bat seventh and play third. Wade Boggs has come up with a groin pull. So Urak will bat seventh and play third. At shortstop, Glenn Hoffman. He'll bat eighth. And batting ninth behind the plate, Gary Allenson. And on the mound for the Boston Red Sox, Bruce Hurst. 24 years old, 6'3" and 185. A record of 6-7 and an ERA of 4.64. But according to his manager, Ralph Houck, he's pitched a lot better than those figures indicate. We'll see today. He has no record either this year or lifetime against California. He's had control problems at times, sometimes walking more than he struck out. This year he has struck out 53, walked 33, but he's given up 13 home runs. That's third on this Boston pitching staff. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the California Angels and is intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the expressed written consent of the California Angels is prohibited. So Bruce Hurst and Gary Allenson, the battery for the Red Sox. It's going to be Carew, Burleson, and Reggie Jackson to start off this rubber match this morning in Boston. Temperature down about 10 degrees from what it was yesterday. It was 88 degrees at game time yesterday with a very stiff breeze toward right field. Temperatures in the high 70s today. The breeze again blowing right toward right, from left field to right field. Rodney batting .401. Couple of home runs, 29 RBI.
Temperature at game time 78 degrees. Starting time 2:06.
Hurst making his 17th start, his 9th here at Fenway, his third against the Angels, although he has no record against California. And just right off the bat, he's 3-0 to Rod Carew. Rod taking 3-1. Hurst is tied with John Tudor for most wins for the Boston starters. They each have 6. And according to those who know in the Boston Red Sox organization, Hurst has now consented to pitch inside to a lot of the batters. But he's having his control problems this year, as he's had in every year since his debut in pro baseball. And they say he's just control away from being a fine, fine pitcher. Well, on the Hitter's Delight 3-2, Carew with a single. That is his 96th base hit of the year.
Here's a good look at that swing by Rod Carew. Fastball out over the plate. Line shot to center field.
That'll bring up Rick Burleson. And boy, has he had a fine series so far. He didn't play yesterday, but Burley on Friday night, 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Rick now batting .571.
So you're talking about left-hander pitching inside. That's an important thing, especially in this ballpark, because you have to establish the ball inside in order to go away. If you consistently throw outside, the hitters are going to look for it.
Well, I guess up until just a couple of weeks ago, Hurst was reluctant to throw inside, and now they say he's starting to do that and is becoming a better pitcher, but he still has trouble finding the plate.
So,
yeah,
excuse me, that base hit by Carew, he's now hitting .403.
.403. He's hovering right around the 400 mark, isn't he? He hasn't been down below 400 since April 21st, I believe it was. Burleson has 5 consecutive multiple hit games since returning to the lineup June 30th. Dating back to his last appearance in April of '82, he has 6 straight multiple hit games. Here's a fellow who's just glad to be back in uniform playing again. This one bounced to Hoffman. Could be a couple. Remy to Stapleton, and they turn the double play. 6-4-3 on the double play. 2 outs, and the batter will be Reggie Jackson. Take a look at it.
Now for the Red Sox, their 82nd double play of the year. Almost a tailor-made job. Perfectly made.
Number 44.
Reggie Jackson, the batter. Reg batting .214, 12 home runs, but he hasn't homered since June 18th at Toronto. So he's had a long dry spell for the long ball. Reggie with 33 RBIs. Oh! Well, we talked about Hurst throwing inside. And he's 1-1 on Jackson.
It's a pitch that's pretty close. I just happened to talk with Reggie last night about getting hit in the head. He's been hit a couple of times. Said he was hit once in Baltimore. Lost the ball, was hit in the head.
Well, Hurst took something off, and Reggie way out in front, and that's his first strikeout. For Hurst, that is, and the Angels go 1-2-3. Despite a base hit by Rod Carew, the double play ball by Burleson, and after a half inning of play, no score from Fenway with the Red Sox coming to bat.
This buzz for everyone who knows they've got what it takes to get the job.
This buzz for you, for all you do.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
Hey, this bud's for you.
She's not much to look at now, but just wait till me and the boys get through with it. The Pep Boys, Manny, Mo, and Jack. They've got everything. All the national brands. Thousands of parts, tools, accessories, tires, batteries, all at the best prices in town.
Stay cool in summer, warm in winter with luxurious genuine sheepskin auto seat covers by Sagaz. For high and low back seats in a range of colors. Just $39.95.
The Pep Boys, Manny, Mo, and Jack. The 3 best friends my car ever had.
Joe Butita along with Harmon Killebrew heading for the bottom of the first inning. No score at Fenway Park. The Angels and Red Sox. And Tommy John on the mound for California. He'll be facing Jerry Remy, Dave Stapleton, and Jim Rice. There's Tommy. Tommy 0-1 against Boston this year, 0-1 last year. And lifetime he has a losing record against the Bo Sox, 10-13. He is 6-5 in 83, making his 18th start of the year. And Tommy finds himself in the midst of a 3-game losing streak and is looking for his first win since beating Chicago June 9th. That's 5 starts ago. He dropped his last outing July 4th to Kansas City at the Big A by a score of 5-1. Tommy only lasted an inning and 2/3 that day, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, all earned, struck out 1 and walked 2. But he is currently tied with Juan Marichal for 38th place on the all-time list in wins with 243. So we'll keep an eye on Tommy John. And talking about pitching inside, we mentioned Bruce Hurst has finally learned or accepted the fact that he must pitch inside at this level of baseball. Tommy, before the game, was telling me that especially at Fenway Park, he enjoys pitching inside as a left-handed pitcher because the batters seem to be either subconsciously or consciously taking a shot at that short wall out there. So if Tommy can get him in on the hands with their arms extended, he'll really tie him up.
I think that's right. I asked Tommy, too, Joe, if he had any trick pitches he's going through. He said, yeah, a lot of spitters today.
A lot of spitters.
But he'll go with the same stuff. He'll move the ball in and out, throw that sinker down and away, and that's a tough pitch for right-hand hitters to hit off that wall here. So if he can be consistent, keep the ball down and away to the right-handers, he'll be tough today.
40-year-old Tommy John. He's won 119 games following surgery on his left elbow in 1974 when they said he'd never pitch again. Well, here's Jerry Remy. We'll find out how John will fare today. Remy batting .247, takes a ball. No home runs, 25 RBIs. In the series, Remy 3 for 10 against California pitching. The Red Sox 17-22 at home now. And this one fouled off. It's 1-1. John also had something going in the clubhouse before the ball game. He was sitting there reading a newspaper and watching television and holding a softball.
What was that for?
I asked him why, and I said, is that a pregame ritual? He says, yes, it is. He says it just makes the baseball seem that much smaller and gives him that little edge and confidence. That's a tip for youngsters, maybe. Remy with a ground ball to second baseman Bobby Grich, and there's one away.
Angels Baseball is also sponsored by the makers of Toyota Cars and Trucks to remind you that it's a good feeling to buckle up for safety. So get that feeling whenever you drive.
Kari Yastrzemski not in the lineup today, but boy, has he lit up this Fenway Park the last couple of nights. Yaz batting well over 300 now, but getting a day off. May see him as a pinch hitter later on if they need him. One down, and here's Dave Stapleton. Stapleton, the Boston first baseman, batting .221. 4 home runs, 34 RBIs. Had a home run yesterday in a 3 for 4 performance. So Dave now 4 for 8 in this series with an RBI. I guess that softball ritual by Tommy John is a lot like golfers swinging 2 or 3 clubs or batters in the on-deck circle swinging the heavy bat. It makes what you use seem a lot lighter. At least subconsciously it seems to work. That's what Tommy does.
I wonder if a hitter practiced with golf balls or something like that, or
a
smaller baseball, that would help him.
That might work as well. 3-0 on Stapleton. Dave taking. Tommy John is also 1-3 on the road this year. His lone victory away from Anaheim Stadium came at Milwaukee on June 4th, while his 3 losses on the road were to Boston, Chicago, and Kansas City. Stapleton with a fly ball towards center field. Bobby Clark fighting the sun and making a nice play.
This Bud's for you. Day or night, anytime is the right time to enjoy the clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser. Or center field and right field in this ballpark are the sun fields. And he was really fighting the sun there.
He was, and another good point for young ball players. You saw how Bobby was shielding the sun with his glove. So despite the sunglasses, he needed more protection and got it from his glove. Jim Rice, the batter. Rice now batting over 300 for the first time this year. Had a couple of hits yesterday in 5 at-bats, so he's 4 for 10 in the 2 games. 22 home runs, 58 RBIs. Both figures lead the American League.
Tommy John's 533rd career start. Boy, that's a lot of starts.
Isn't that something? Hit well and right by Tim Foley and Rick Burleson, so Rice is on again. Here's a guy who can carry a club for a while, isn't he?
Sure is. That's a pretty good pitch right here, down and away, and best thing Rice could do with it was hit it on the ground the hole.
Well, Tommy John right in the middle of that power lineup for the Red Sox. Rice is aboard. Armas and Evans await. Here's Tony Armas. Armas batting .237, 18 home runs, 49 RBIs. At one point this year, he hit 10 home runs in 20 games.
Well, he's another guy that can carry a club when he gets hot.
Oh, boy, can he. Big bender outside.
You know, you'd have to say that the Red Sox now may have the best outfielder in the American League.
I think that's debatable, but I think it's a very good point. Oakland sure did for a while, didn't it?
That's right.
Now Armas is over here, and he's on with a fielder's choice as Burleson goes the short way to forced right. So the Red Sox come up, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left, and after 1 at Fenway, no score.
Toyota presents the #1 selling line of trucks in the world. Trucks that work for a living and work hard. Like his Toyota Standard truck. He got power and payload at a price he couldn't resist. $59.98. The power comes from the biggest Standard engine in its class. He teamed up with a Toyota diesel because he knows this Toyota squeezes out every drop of mileage without sacrificing performance. He knew his climb to the top could use a truck that could climb with him. So he chose the Toyota 4-wheel drive, pulled by 100 horses of power, by an engine that puts out amazing torque. All these men have a lot in common besides the coffee they drink. They feel a certain way about their Toyotas. You Toyota owners know the feeling.
Somebody did it right.
It's the final event of the Olympic decathlon, the javelin throw. If Shorty wins, he captures the gold medal. Here comes Shorty's throw. Shorty's done it. It's a new world record. Now let's break for the National Lumber Special.
Good all-purpose fertilizer works even in hard soil. Germain's Pentrex from National Lumber. Just the thing for small to medium-sized lawns. The Paramount 10-inch nylon cord trimmer from National Lumber.
National Lumber.
You got a permit for this bar?
Brian Downing, Ellis Valentine, and Bobby Gritch are the 3 batters to face Bruce Hurst. Top of the 2nd inning, no score at Fenway, and Downing takes a strike. Downing batting .233, 6 home runs, 16 RBIs. Downing with 3 hits yesterday. That was his first 3-hit game of the year. He also has a 4-hit game.
And those 3 hits were really hit well.
3 for 4 yesterday with an RBI, that being a home run. John Tudor with a fine outing yesterday for Boston. Breaking ball low and inside. 2-2 on Downing. This one flared to right field, and that'll be a base hit as Dewey Evans plays it on a hop. So the Angels come up with their 2nd base hit of the game, and Downing's aboard, and here comes Ellis Valentine.
Left-hand pitcher can really make that left field wall work for him here. He pitches that ball away, or it comes in. hitters are trying to hit that ball off the wall. And as you say, Joe, whether consciously or unconsciously, you know that wall is there. And you go for it.
You might come into the park saying, I'm not going to that wall.
I remember early in my career, it bothered me a lot because I was trying to hit the ball off the wall, and then later on I learned that the best thing to do here in Fenway Park is just to hit the ball normally and straight away. And if it's there, you're going to hit it up there anyway.
And you ended up with 36 home runs here in Boston, huh?
I think so.
Most of them to left field. However, one you hit in center field, you only got a double out of, I understand.
Yeah, one in the center field stands, and the umpire said it was an off-the-wall double.
Valentine pops it up. Remy going out. Evans coming in. Neither may get it. They drop it, and Downing's going to go to second base. We'll see how they rule that one. That may be a base hit. That was a tough play. Not only the sun, but the wind was blowing that ball toward the stands, and they give him a base hit.
Well, they had about three things going against them on this one. As Joe said, the wind, the sun, and then the height of the ball. This ball was really hit up in the air. And with the background in the sky, they had a difficult time. It's probably easier for the right fielder to catch this ball than the second baseman going away.
Oh, no doubt about it.
But with a large crowd like this, it's hard to call off an infielder because you just can't hear them.
Well, nobody out in the top of the second inning, and Bobby Grich the batter. Downing at second base, Valentine at first. And Grich fouls this one off and clean out of the stadium. That's on Yawkey Way.
An unusual gift for adults at the game of July 23rd. It's No Spill Mug Night, co-sponsored by 7-Up and Aladdin Industries. Jot down the date, July 23rd, the Angels and Detroit Tigers.
Grich has hit in 4 of his last 6 games. And in his last 11 road games, he's hitting .359. There's a ground ball to Urak. And that bobble by Remy cost him a double play. So Jerry Remy either handcuffed by the throw by Ed Urak. There's Ed right there. And you saw him double clutch at second base. Take another look at it.
Looked like it was going to be a tailor-made double play ball here. Looked like a pretty good throw, but Remy couldn't get the ball out of his glove. Yeah, right there, good throw. Just couldn't get it out of his glove, and Grich was safe at first base. Oh, that's a break for the Angels.
Here's Bobby Clark. Bobby with an RBI single yesterday in a situation similar to this. And this one at Hoffman. This may turn the double play. And they do.
Oh.
Although Bobby Clark and Bobby Knopp, the first base coach, don't seem to think so, it appeared Clark was safe. But officially it'll go as a double play. And here comes John McNamara, and he may argue the case some. Well, I'd love to see a replay of that, but we've got to go. It'll go as a double play in the book. So the Angels come up empty, although they get 2 hits. And after an inning and a half, no score from Fenway.
You guys understand these money market accounts?
Yeah, sure. What's the problem?
They're a good thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
They pay more than anything else?
Well, they pay a lot. Well, I'm not sure.
Well, can you explain what the differences are?
I don't know if I can explain them, really. Me neither.
Can anybody?
Come to Home Savings of America. We'll explain all about the new accounts you can put your money into and help you find the one that makes the most sense for you. These are confusing times, but you can stay ahead of them at America's largest savings and loan, Home Savings of America.
I don't have time to be a mechanic, but it's up to me to take care of the car. Well, me and the boys. The Pep Boys. Manny, Mo, and Jack. Since my dad was Chris's age, Pep Boys has been the place for service. Their mechanics do the job right the first time, and you can't beat the price.
Put gas charge shocks on your car. Pick up a pair now at Pep Boys for the ultimate in road handling. Now reduced to just $29.95 a pair at Pep Boys.
The Pep Boys. Manny, Mo, and Jack.
The 3 best friends our car ever had.
Today is my 55th birthday. Got this sweater from my wife. Got this tie from my neighbor Carl. I even got something from Allstate Insurance.
Allstate Update. 55 and retired discounts.
If you're 55 and retired, Allstate thinks you're a better risk. So they gave me a 10% discount on home insurance and another discount on auto insurance. Discounts are a good thing. Hope Carl got one on this tie.
Allstate's 55 and retire discounts. Another reason you're in good hands with Allstate.
Here's another look at that play, at least the tail end of that play. But, well, here it is again. You judge for yourself. Was Clark safe or out? I don't want to call it, frankly.
Tie goes to the runner.
Yeah, I guess so. It'll go as a double play, so there's still no score at Fenway Park, and we're in the bottom of the second inning now. Tommy John will work against Dwight Evans, Reed Nichols, and Ed Urak. Evans batting .233, 15 home runs, 39 RBIs. Evans 0 for 1 yesterday, so he is 2 for 6 in the series, but has not produced an RBI.
Joe and I play at first base. I've been down there a lot of times, and what the umpires tell me is they watch the ball and listen for the sound of the foot hitting the bag. Oh, Steve Palermo was right on the play, and they've got a better look at it than we do.
Frankly, I thought it was the other way around. They would watch the bag and listen for the ball to hit the glove.
Yeah, what did I say?
Yeah. You said they'd wait for the foot to hit the bag.
You're absolutely right.
There's a base hit by Evans. And he's going to go for 2. Downing's throw. Oh, they got him.
Nice play.
Good play by Bobby Grich as Evans went for the outside part of the bag and Grich went right with him. So that is a single for Evans. And he's thrown out 7-4 on a nice play by Downing off the wall. And look at it again.
Nice play by Downing out there. He plays it off that cement on the bottom part of the fence very well. Then the throw was excellent to Grich, and Evans is out. So it's a single for Evans and 7-4 put out.
Second hit of the game for Boston, and here's Reed Nichols, the designated hitter. This is only his 46th game of the year. And with the outfield Boston has, Reed finds himself as the 4th outfielder, so he doesn't play a lot. Although I remember in some games last year against the Angels, he really destroyed California pitching. Good hitter, good ball player. Reed batting .289, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs.
Joe, just to clear that up again, at first base, the umpire does watch the foot and then listens for the ball to hit the first baseman's glove.
1-2 on Nichols, or make it 2-2 now. And this one, fair ball right down the line, and gets that crazy carom off of the grandstand that juts out right at the line. And Nichols on with a base hit. Boy, hit that ball hard.
Now here's a ball that the shortstop could almost feel. The ball hits the wall right down the left field line and then bounces into short left field. Downing gets this one, but the shortstop could almost feel it.
Remember what we said about John wanting to pitch inside here at Fenway Park? He got that pitch way inside. Looked like it was on the hand, but Nichols got around on it well enough and hit it right down the line. So there's 1 out, 1 on, despite 2 base hits, and here's Ed Urak, the third baseman, playing in place of Wade Boggs. Boggs out with a slight groin pull. And Ralph Houck said he probably could have played, but Houck thought it best to give him a day off. Toronto has scored 3 runs in the bottom of the second inning, and they now lead Texas 3-1 after 2. Honeycutt and Steve, boy, what a couple of matchups that is. 2 very fine pitchers in the American League. So 3-1, Toronto over Texas after 2.
Both, of course, on the American League All-Star team this year.
Oakland and Detroit no score at Detroit after 2.5. Seattle, Baltimore no score after 1. Other American League games later on: Milwaukee at Chicago, Cleveland at Minnesota, and the Yankees at Kansas City. Guidry and Splittorff in that one. Out over the plate, and Urak lines it up the middle. So the Red Sox with 3 consecutive hits.
Three hits in a row, and Dwight Evans right about now is wishing he'd have stayed on first base after that single to left field and then thrown out by Downing. Just a pitch Tommy got up a little bit.
Well, Urak waited well. Hit the ball right where it was pitched, right back up the middle. Glenn Hoffman. Hoffman 4 for 4 yesterday with an RBI after an 0 for 3 game on Friday night. So his average is hiked up to 258. Line drive hitter, 1 home run, 21 RBIs, and he's got a couple of ducks right there now at second base and first base. Atlanta 1-0 over Montreal after 2. The Mets leading Houston after 3, 3-0. Foul ball. Other National League games today: Philadelphia at Cincinnati, the Cubs at San Francisco for a doubleheader. St. Louis is at San Diego, Pittsburgh at Los Angeles. Here at Fenway Park, no score, bottom of the second inning, and nobody out, 1 out. But 3 straight base hits off Tommy John. Tim Foley, and everybody safe. That goes as an error on Foley to get the runner to third base, and a fielder's choice for Glenn Hoffman.
Tell you one thing, Urak got down to second base awfully fast because that ball was hit sharply. And even though Foley bobbled the ball, you thought he had plenty of time to go to second base. Close play at second, but he's safe.
So the bases are full of Red Sox, and here's the number 9 hitter, catcher Gary Allenson. Allenson batting .233. 1 home run, 13 RBIs. This is only Gary's 25th game behind the plate. So Tommy John, who has lost his last 3 outings, is in a heap of trouble right now, and it's only the bottom of the second inning. This one hit toward right field. Valentine forced to go back. That should get a run home. Reed Nichols scores, and it's 1-0 Boston on a sacrifice fly by Gary Allenson for his 14th RBI of the year.
Now, what he was trying to do here was just hit the ball in the air somewhere, and he got it up in the air to right field. Plenty far to get the runner in from third base.
On the throw, Urak goes to third base. Hoffman stays at first, and here's the leadoff hitter, Jerry Remy, with 2 outs. And this one is foul outside first base.
Angels Baseball is also brought to you by National Lumber and their Wild Guys, Shorty and Cheap Chicken, who remind you that you'll find the good stuff at the right price in the store you'll feel more at home with. National Lumber.
Oh, and 1 on Remy. 2 runners on. 1-0 Boston. Ground ball to Bobby Grich, and he'll go the short way, and the Angels get out of the second inning. But they give up a run on 3 hits. 1 error, and 2 Red Sox runners left on base. And after 2, it's 1-0 Boston.
To everyone who knows they've got what it takes to get the job, this Bud's for you.
This Bud's for you. There's no one else who does it quite the way you do. So here's to you. This Bud's for you. For all
that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser. Hey, this Bud's for you.
Two exciting promotions for Angels fans in the month of July. An unusual gift for adults on the July 23rd game with the Detroit Tigers. It's No Spill Mug Night, sponsored by 7-Up and Aladdin Industries. And boys and girls, here's one you've been waiting for. The annual Helmet Night at Anaheim Stadium. The date is Friday, July 29th, when the Oakland A's will be in town. Remember, that's No Spill Mug Night Saturday, July 23rd, and Helmet Night Friday, July 29th.
Tim Foley lead off the top of the third with California down by a run. Count is now 1-1 on Foley. That run, by the way, allowed by John in the bottom of the second was unearned, according to the official scorer. Foley pops this one up, and Stapleton calling for it in foul territory, and there's one away. One out, and here's Bob Boone, the number 9 hitter. Boone has had a fine series so far. He is 4 for 7 without an RBI, so Boone's average up to 253. 3 home runs, 29 RBIs. Jeff Zahn will be back off the disabled list tomorrow. He's going to open up that 3-game series in Detroit against Dave Rozema. Tuesday night, Byron McLaughlin against Milt Wilcox. And in the Wednesday finale in Detroit, Bruce Keeson against Dan Petrie. So Zahn will be back tomorrow. One and two on Boone. On deck, Rod Carew. Ooh, what off the mask of Allenson. That'll get the cobwebs out. Or maybe add a couple.
Really appreciated that little tour you brought me on coming to the ballpark, Joe. Past old Kenmore Hotel.
God, that's where you used to stay in your day?
Yeah, they've closed it up now.
I noticed that. Another foul ball. This one taken by the catcher. So Hurst has gotten Foley on a foul ball to the first baseman, and now Boone on a foul ball to the catcher. And the batter will be Rod Carew. Carew batting over 500 against Boston this year. He opened up the game with a base hit and then was erased on a Burleson double play, 6-4-3. Boston's 82nd double play of the year. And now Rod calling for the pine tar or the towel. The towel. Maybe he has too much pine tar. On this date in 1970, the Angels scored a 2-1 win over division-leading Minnesota. A shortstop by the name of Jim Fregosi provided the offense with a 2-run home run. Number 15 for Jim as the Angels captured their 50th win of the season. That was back in 1970.
I remember that game.
Yeah, you were there. How did you hit that game?
I don't know. I remember Fregosi hit that home run, though.
The 0-1 pitch, Carew lays it down and beats it out for the base hit, so he's 2 for 2. Oh, he's so good at that. A surgeon with the bat on that play.
Well, yesterday, Rod tried to bunt with 2 strikes, but he lays down a perfect bunt here. There's no chance for the catcher, Allenson. Rod's across the bag when he gets the ball down there.
Urak playing just off the cut of the grass and never had a chance.
I tell you, he just well been playing on left field.
So Rod's average on that base hit, his second of the day, goes up to .406. And here's Rick Burleson with 2 outs, a man aboard. Burley 0 for 1 today, hit into a double play his first time up. So his average has dropped all the way from .571 to .545. Base hit to right field. And Carew will make the turn at second base and hold on. Though the Angels may have something going with 2 outs. They have runners on first and second. They trail by 1. And the batter will be Reggie Jackson. Bill Burleson now 4 for 9 in the series. That's not right. He is 4 for 6 in the series. Jackson struck out his first time up. And primarily Hurst got him on pitches like that, breaking balls. Just missed, and Hurst thought he had that one. He began walking off the mound. Well, we've seen 2 breaking balls, a fastball, and now with the count 1-2 on Reggie, let's see what Hurst throws. 24-year-old Bruce Hurst, his 3rd years in the major leagues. Third base umpire Jerry Neudecker said that Reggie committed, and that is his 78th strikeout of the year, his 2nd of the game, and the Angels are gone. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, they leave 2. And after 2.5, it's Boston 1, the Angels nothing.
The 4-wheel drive Decathlon. 10 reasons Toyota is the best-selling import 4x4 in America. This Toyota takes on hills, trails, streams, and mud holes. It clears rocks, it takes on deserts and beaches. It's built to work and play.
This Toyota's a champion at doing it right.
The outfit that pioneered the Wells Fargo Gold account hasn't let anybody get ahead of them. The Gold account, still unsurpassed, with 8 banking services, including interest on checking, unlimited check writing, statewide express stop access, and more, all for $7.50 a month and no minimum balance required. The Wells Fargo Gold account. The outfit that was there in the first place still is in first place.
AirCal makes flying easy. Easier than PSA. Here's another way. In San Francisco, AirCal's gates are just steps away from the terminal entrance. PSA's are nearly 4 times as far. Next time you travel between San Francisco and Los Angeles, take AirCal. We make flying easy.
Joe Butita along with Harmon Killebrew heading for the bottom of the 3rd inning. It'll be Dave Stapleton, Jim Rice, and Tony Armas to face Tommy John, who is down 1-0. The Red Sox coming up with a run on 3 hits in the 2nd inning. Stapleton 0 for 1, flat out to center fielder Bobby Clark his first time up, batting .220. Stapleton at first base now, but he can play a lot of different positions. He's played first, second, short, third, and left field for the Red Sox. But with the ascension of Wade Boggs at third, and Hoffman's success at short, and Remy, of course, at second base, Stapleton is a fixture at first base.
And he also can sack up the bats. He can do it all.
Pop up toward right field, and Valentine, with the glasses down, makes the catch, and there's 1 away.
Angels baseball is also brought to you by the Pep Boys, Manny, Mo, and Jack, the 3 best friends your car ever had. You'll find Pep Boys stores throughout Southern California.
The ovation is for Jim Rice. Rice 1 for 1, singled, and was forced by Armas to end the first inning. Rice with a lifetime batting average of .305. He's hitting .303 right now. And this line drive to Downing almost pushed Downing right through the wall. What a shot by Rice. So Tommy John continues to give up the well-struck baseball.
This had topspin on it. Had it had backspin, this ball might have been up in the screen as he hit that one very, very well.
Oh, 2 down, and Tony Armas the batter. Armas reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. Tony 2 for 11 in the series with an RBI. Burleson's throw gets him, and the Red Sox go easily 1-2-3 in the bottom of the third. And after 3 complete from Fenway Park, it's the Red Sox 1, the Angels nothing.
Time takes you beyond the news.
Time flies and you are there. Time cries and lets you care. You understand the world we share.
When you read Time each week, you know more. You understand.
Throughout your world, throughout your land, time puts it all right in your hand. Read Time and understand.
I don't have time to be a mechanic. I don't have time to be a mechanic, but it's up to me to take care of the car. Well, me and the boys. The Pep Boys. Manny, Mo, and Jack. Since my dad was Chris's age, Pep Boys has been a neat place for service. Their mechanics do the job right the first time, and you can't beat the price.
Delco Freedom 2 maintenance-free batteries for fast, sure starts. Delco 60-month Freedom 2. They're top of the line. Now, $59.88 exchange.
The Pep Boys. Manny, Mo, and Jack.
The 3 best friends our car ever had.
The Commerce Body Shop tells us that if it weren't for their ad in the GTE Yellow Pages, they wouldn't have about 50% of their business. So, like Commerce Body, why don't you take a nice big ad in the GTE Yellow Pages and watch your business grow?
Bruce Hurst back on the mound for the Red Sox, and for more play-by-play, Harmon Killebrew.
Thank you very much, Joe. Strike 1 to Brian Downing here in the top of the 4th inning. Boston 1, California nothing. There's a good fastball by the left-hander, Bruce Hurst. California has out-hit the Red Sox so far, 5 hits to 4, but the Red Sox are leading in this game 1-0. Beautiful day here in Fenway, 78 degrees at game time. That'll be out of play. Wind is blowing slightly towards right center field. Bruce Hurst from St. George, Utah. Big left-hander, 6'3", 185-pounder. Good fastball, but misses inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Hurst went to a little junior college in Utah, Dixie College. Picked up by the Red Sox in the June draft of 1976. Liner off the glove of Remy. Over to Stapleton. And Downing is out, 1 away. Boy, look at that bat wrapped around his head.
Ball was hit so softly at Remy, he was trying to gauge the line drive and got caught up a little bit, but made the play anyway.
Here's the Angels right fielder, Ellis Valentine, who singled. A little tainted base hit back in the 2nd inning. A high pop-up down the right field line that neither Remy nor the right fielder Evans could catch. Off-speed pitch, ball 1. That one's low and inside. 2 balls and no strikes. After 4 in Toronto, it's now Toronto 5, Texas 2. That one's up and away, 3-0. So if you're an Angel fan, that score looks pretty good right now with Steve on the mound for Toronto. The other action, Oakland nothing, Detroit nothing after 4. There's a strike, 3-1. Seattle nothing, Baltimore nothing, that's after 3. Any updates on those scores, Joe, or is that pretty much
about where we have it right there? Honeycutt and Steve apparently still in the ball game, both of them. Oakland leading Detroit 1-0 after 4.5.
This is Remy. Stapleton 2 away. So quickly there are 2 out here for the Angels in the 4th, and that'll bring up Bobby Grich, who reached on a fielder's choice his first time up back in the 2nd, then was erased on a double play ball by Bobby Clark. Bobby Grich just having a fine year. 8 home runs and 34 RBIs, 274 batting average. That'll be out of play. But Bobby is 4th in the American League in on-base percentage, 409. And he's 3rd in the American League in base on balls with 52. He's hit in 4 out of his last 6 ball games. Curveball dropped in there for a strike. 0-2 now to Bobby Grich. Hurst with a 6-7 record. And he's never beaten the Angels. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lifetime, he's 13-16. One hopper to the shortstop, Hoffman. To Stapleton at first. Grich is out, and so are the Angels here in the 4th. Now after 3.5, it's still Boston 1, California nothing.
This Bud's for everyone who's got the heart and courage to go the distance. Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
Every weekend it's sports, sports, sports.
Give me a break, Flo.
I'm a sports widow.
Look, it's Shorty and Cheap Chicken. Hi, folks. How about these specials from National Lumber? Use it inside or outside to prevent rust. Zynolite Epoxy Rustmate Spray, just $188 at National Lumber. Choose your style from coarse to extra fine. 3M 9x11-inch production sand packs from National Lumber. Out, he was safe by a mile.
Arguing with a chicken, what will the neighbors say?
Each day, people turn to their newspapers and find every bank and savings and loan selling the advantages of their money market accounts. How do you choose one? Come in to Home Savings of America. We'll help you find the account that makes the most sense for you. We'll sit down and explain the new accounts and show you how much you could be making with an account that pays today's high rates, that's insured, and backed by the safety and security of the nation's largest savings and loan. Home Savings of America.
Well, I think you can tell what a beautiful day it is here in Boston. Over Fenway Park, those beautiful clouds. Tommy John still on the mound for the Angels, where the Red Sox lead 1-0 over California. And for the Red Sox, it'll be Evans, Nichols, and Urach. Evans singled his last time up, but then was thrown out at second base on a nice play by the left fielder, Brian Downing. Tommy John has given up just 4 hits so far in this ball game. A single to Rice in the first, and then 3 singles in a row. One by Evans, one by Nichols, and then one by Urach. That's outside, 1 ball. The lone run in the ball game was scored on a sacrifice fly by Gary Allenson, the catcher, with the bases loaded in the 2-0 now to Dwight Evans. Evans and Rice have played every one of the Red Sox games so far this year. There's another strike on the corner. Another strike. That's the first strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Nobody out. Bottom of the 4th. Little pop up to right field. Valentine with the glasses down. He's fighting the sun and makes the play.
Tonight at 6, James Darren is a scientist trapped in space in Irwin Allen's time tunnel. It's Raiders from Outer Space on the movie for a Sunday evening tonight at 6 here on Channel 5.
There's the designated hitter, Reed Nichols, who has scored the lone run of the ball game. He singled in the 2nd and then came in on the sacrifice fly by Gary Allenson. One ball, no strikes. Tommy John, 6-5 on the year. He's 0-1 against the Red Sox in '83. That one's low, 2-0. Lifetime against Boston, Tommy is 10-13. That one will be out of play. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 away, 4th inning. Red Sox 1, Angels nothing. .315 down the line here at Fenway, and to dead center field, 390 feet. And in right center field, which is the longest part of the ballpark, it's 420 feet. Left field, Downing. This should go off the scoreboard. Nichols in at second base with a double. Another look at this one, you'll see just where that ball hit off the scoreboard, and it didn't hit very high off the fence.
And when the ball hits that scoreboard, it could go any way depending on what buttress it hits, but it came off fairly square, and Reed pulls in with a double. Fenway Park double.
Hit number 5 for the Red Sox. And here's the third baseman, Ed Urach. Urach with a single his first time up. There's a strike. And that single raised his average to 303. 23 hits and 76 at-bats. That'll be out of play. He has 5 doubles. No home runs. He's driven in 11. Two balls and 2 strikes. Urach from Los Angeles, California, now actually lives in San Pedro. Little chopper to Rich at second, to Carew, and Urach is out, and on the play, Nichols moves to third.
Angels Baseball is also sponsored by the makers of Toyota cars and trucks, to remind you that it's a good feeling to buckle up for safety, so get the feeling whenever you drive.
Here's the shortstop, Glenn Hoffman, who reached on an error by the third baseman, Tim Foley, back in the 2nd inning. There's the strike.
Hoffman had a pretty good day yesterday, Joe. 4 for 4 yesterday after an 0 for 3 on Friday night. It's the number 8 hitter.
Hoffman hitting .257 with 1 home run and 21 RBIs. That'll be out of play. This ballpark has helped a lot of hitters over the years. I can remember Jackie Jensen was just phenomenal in this ballpark. Great right fielder of the Red Sox for a long time. Frank Malzone, another one that could tattoo that left field wall here. That one's high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Rico Petrocelli. He could really hit here. Red Sox have had some outstanding hitting clubs over the years. This one's hit deep to center field. Bobby Clark near the warning track and hauls it in for the out. Over the Red Sox in 4th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left. 4 complete now. It's Red Sox 1, California nothing.
The Toyota Standard Bed Truck presents the 5998 Workout. A workout that shows you how the biggest Standard engine in its class helped make Toyota the #1 selling line of import trucks in America. And with that kind of power and performance, you get a lot of working out for your 5998.
Now that's doing it right.
And after a workout, a shower can be mighty refreshing.
Who does most of the work on this beauty? Me. And the boys, the Pep Boys, Manny, Mo, and Jack. When I need a part, I know Pep Boys has it. New and rebuilt parts, tools, you name it, they've got it. At prices nothing short of amazing.
Keep your transmission cool with a Hayden cooler. Keep your engine cool with a Hayden Flex or electric fan. Save 25% off Pep Boys' regular low prices.
The Pep Boys, Manny, Mo, and Jack.
The 3 best friends my car ever had.
All right, my hearties, follow me!
All this week on Channel 5, from the Spanish Main to the Santa Fe Trail to the jungles of Burma, it's a salute to cinema's swashbuckling legend.
Onward, men! Onward!
6 of the films that made Errol Flynn a legend. It's Errol Flynn Week on the Channel 5 Movie Theater. Monday through Friday at 8 with only 2 intermissions. And Saturday at 7:30 here on Channel 5, your station for movies.
That is not an oil painting, but it very well could be one. That's what we're looking at from our booth here at Fenway Park. It's a beautiful picture today at Fenway. Top of the 5th, this is Bobby Clark at the plate. He'll be followed by Tim Foley and then Bob Boone. Strike 2.
Here's our trivia question. We're going to give it to the folks early today because it's going to take some working to get the answer to this one. This is the toughest one we've had all year.
Is it?
Yeah. Who is the only man to play for 3 of Boston's major league teams, the Red Sox, Celtics, and the Bruins?
Ah.
That's a toughie.
No balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 5th inning. Bobby Clark at the plate. Red Sox 1, California nothing. One ball and 2 strikes now. New York at Kansas City. No score after 1 there. That'll be out up high for a ball. 2-2 now. Milwaukee 3, Chicago nothing. That's after 1. And Cleveland nothing, Minnesota nothing after 1. Still no score in Baltimore after 3. Seattle and Baltimore nothing. And at Detroit, Oakland nothing. The Tigers nothing. And after 4 now in Toronto is still 5-2. Toronto over Texas. Full count now to Bobby Clark after going 2 strikes and no balls. Hurst has gone to a full count. Hurst has a good fastball and a good curveball today. That may be the fastball. Let's see. It is. This one's hit deep to left field. It'll be high off the wall. No, over the wall. A home run for Bobby Clark. And that ties it up here at Fenway, 1-1. Oh, he really tagged that one. A line shot by Clark. His 3rd home run of the year and his 14th RBI.
Well, Hurst came into the ball game giving up 14 home runs this year. And he is 3rd in that department on the Red Sox staff. And this one barely over the wall, but it counts nonetheless. Bobby hit it well.
Tim Foley fouls the ball back behind the plate. That'll be out of play in the seats.
Hey, let's plan to see Carl Yastrzemski, the Hall of Fame bound man, in his final visit to Anaheim Stadium. The dates are July 18th, 19th, and 20th, and Yaz is calling it a career after this season. So Yaz at Anaheim Stadium, July 18th, 19th, and 20th. Get your tickets now.
Nobody out. Tie ball game here in the top of the 5th inning. Curveball by Hurst misses high. 1 ball and 1 strike. There's a shot between first and second by Foley, and he's on at first with a single. So Foley going the opposite way.
Well, Hurst now going a second time around in this Angel lineup, and that does indeed make a difference oftentimes as you look at the major.
Last year, Hurst did not have a decision against the Angels, but he pitched 10 and 2/3 innings. Bob Boone is 0 for 1 today. He fouled out to the catcher his first time up back in the 3rd. Well, they've got Foley picked off. Hoffman to Stapleton, and Stapleton makes the tag. So that'll go 1-3-6-3. Todd stealing 1-3-6-3.
Well, the Red Sox work this pickle play to perfection, running Foley back to the bag he left. There's Hoffman now running him back, and he'll go as far as he can and make Foley commit, and then the tag. So nice job by the Red Sox.
Right off the end of the bat of Bob Boone. Remy to Stapleton, and he's out at first, 2 away. Here's Rod Carew, who's 2 for 2 today and has raised his average up now to 406. Rod now with 97 hits on the year. The leader in that department is Wade Boggs with 105.
Rod's hitting has almost become a certainty of life. Like taxes. He's always going to be there.
That's right. Saw Rod's old teammate and roommate, Tony Oliva, over in Chicago the other day. He played in the Old Timers game and got in batting practice and ripped some balls up in the seats in right field at Comiskey Park. Boy, what a great hitter he was. Rod and Tony Oliva hitting together were something to see.
In the same lineup, yeah.
Tell you what, I like to hit behind them.
Yeah, I bet. Huh? Pile up the ribbies.
Oh. Then we had another little guy, Cesar Tovar, who could really get on base for you. There's a fastball that's low. 3 balls and a strike now to Rod Carew. 3 balls and a strike, 2 out, top of the 5th. Angels 1, Red Sox 1. Well, they'll get him at first base on this one. So Rod is out here in the 5th inning, but the Angels pick up 1 run on 2 base hits, no errors and nobody left. And at the end of 4 1/2, we're all tied here at Fenway. California 1, the Red Sox 1.
If you're ready for high-performance photography, the Minolta X700 program system is ready for you. Computerized, motorized, systematized, total capability, from fully programmed where you said nothing, even with flash, to creative manual where you control everything. The high-performance Minolta X700, voted Camera of the Year on 2 continents.
Only from the mind of Minolta.
At Bank of America, we'll help you get what you want from your deposit investments.
I want $100 a month.
You get the income you want.
I want $200 a month for 4 years.
Income you can count on.
I like to see things grow.
And the growth you want, plus the liquidity you need.
Come to California's leading bank and get what you want from your investment.
Bank of the leader, Bank of America.
No one knows what the world will look like in 1993, but you know your home will look great because back in 1983, you used a new paint called Decade. For 10 years, Decade will protect against sun and rain and just about anything Mother Nature can conjure up. Decade, the guaranteed one-coat 10-year paint that costs just $9.99 a gallon in white and 25 colors, only at Standard Brands Paint and Decorating Centers.
Well, there's at least one Angel fan here at Fenway.
How do they say it here? Fenway Park?
Fenway Park, where you can park your car. For the Red Sox here in the 5th inning, it'll be the guy that drove in the only Red Sox run of the game so far, Gary Allenson. And he drove it in with a sacrifice fly, so he's 0 for 0. Fastball. Looked like a pretty good pitch, ball 1. Allenson will be followed by the second baseman, Jerry Ramey, and then Stapleton. 2 balls and no strikes.
Killer, when you played with Carew and Oliva in Minnesota, did you have a lot of success in this park?
Oh, boy. It was fun to come in here, I'll tell you that. 2 balls and a strike. I was talking to Ken Coleman, who does the radio for the Red Sox, and we used to get standing ovations here for batting practice. There's a base hit to right field by Allenson.
Standing ovation for batting practice?
Yes, sir. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I bet.
As soon as we lost all the balls, we just went in. Pretty good swing by the catcher, Allenson.
And he looked like he was going to right field all the way. Nice job of hitting by the number 9 hitter.
Yeah, they always designate one of the coaches to take care of the baseballs, and they used to get mad at us here, the coaches, as we lose all the baseballs. Right back at Tommy John. He goes to starts to go to second, and it's safe at second and first. Nobody at third. Here comes the throw to Foley. They got him. Well, Allenson couldn't have left well enough alone, and the major looks like he's kind of upset on that play. Now Bobby Grich talking with the umpire at first base, Steve Palermo. I don't know what that's all about, Joe.
I think Grich thought he might have got him. But boy, Palermo certainly upset, and here come all the umpires now, along with Johnny McNamara. Can't blame Allenson for trying for third. There was nobody standing within 25, 30 feet of the bag. So when Grich threw across the diamond, he was throwing to a backpedaling Tim Foley, and Tim did a nice job and a good throw by Grich. So it's just a gamble you take, and Allenson happened to lose, but the argument is about the play at first base. And now McNamara is keeping Palermo away from Grich. He doesn't want to lose that good second baseman.
Oh, we'll look at it again.
Pretty good sacrifice bunt, although a little bit too much toward the mound. That's what gave John the idea he might be able to get Allenson. Here's the play.
Oh, I see. So it goes as a fielder's choice for Ramey, and Allison has put out 3-5 at third base. The argument was that Bobby Grich thought he had Ramey at first base.
Well, Grich is still in the ball game, so McNamara saved him. And now, right at this point, Allison's going for third base. Grich sees him and makes a good throw to a backpedaling Foley, who got back to the bag surprisingly in time. Nice play by Timmy. And Allison takes himself out of scoring position.
And live up at the plate is Stapleton. He takes the first pitch for a ball.
The first announcement was the scoring play 1-3-5. They've just corrected it 1-4-5.
Right. Sure it would be.
1-4-5.
Pop up. Bobby Grich with the glasses down and shading his eyes from the sun makes the play. And they're 2 away.
Well, when you can't follow the Angels on KTLA Channel 5, follow them on radio. All the games heard on KMPC and the Los Angeles radio dial.
Big left fielder for the Red Sox, Jim Rice. Rice 1 for 2, a single between short and third his first time up, and then a liner to left field. The ball that was hit very well. Right at Downing. That's a fastball down and away, ball 1. Rice leads the American League in total bases with 180. And he's second in the league in slugging percentage. 1 ball and 1 strike. And also leads, go ahead, Joe.
I'm sorry, I was just going to point out the shift they put on for Rice. Bobby Grich is on the shortstop side of second base.
Jim Rice can hit the ball to right field, and he does on occasions. In a situation like this with 2 outs and a tie ball game, they'd like to see him go to right field.
You know, if he can just dribble the ball through the second base area, Remy could score. But Valentine is very deep in right field.
Valentine is nearly on the warning track in right field.
There's that shift. Nobody at all at second base. So if Rice can poke one, just a slow roller through the second base area, Remy, as well as he runs, possibly could score.
He could hit it down the right field line, no question about it. There's a fastball. A good pitch to hit that way, but he took it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one is outside. Rice had an idea he might go that way. 2-2 now. Sometimes it's a lot easier said than done to hit the ball the other way. That one is up out of the strike zone. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So on the pitch now, Ramey will surely be off with the pitch. And if Rice could hit one that way, with the speed Ramey has, he conceivably could score from first base on a ball hit to right field. Let's see. High fly ball, right field. Valentine back near the bullpen. He won't have a chance on this one. Bye-bye, baby. Home run, Jim Rice. And for Jim Rice, home run number 23. And RBIs 59 and 60. And the Red Sox take the lead 3-1. Joe, that's the best way to go to right field.
Yeah, so much for the ground ball through the second base spot, huh? Tommy John pitching him outside, and Rice just picked on a good pitch down low and hit it the other way. And with the wind blowing that way, Valentine had no chance at all.
First pitch to Armas is a ball. There's another look at that ball going into the bullpen. No chance. There's another one hit out that way towards Valentine. He's fighting the sun and then makes the play. But for the Red Sox here in the 5th inning, they come up with 2 runs on 2 base hits. No errors by the Angels, nobody left. 5 complete now. The Red Sox take the lead, 3-1.
This Bud's for everyone who answers the call when someone needs help. Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser. For all you do. This Bud's for you.
These days, a car can eat you out of house and home.
It's up to me to keep costs down. Well, me and the boys. The Pep Boys.
Manny, Mo, and Jack.
They buy thousands of parts, tools, and accessories.
In tremendous quantities.
They save big when they buy.
So we save big when we buy.
Now have a tough turtle wax finish on your car in less than 15 minutes. Minute Wax Spray or Polyshell Polysealant Spray for shine and protection. Your choice, only $3.99.
The Pep Boys. Manny, Mo, and Jack.
The 3 best friends.
Our car ever had.
Introducing the new front-wheel drive Toyota Camry. It does not have a fireplace, but it does have living room, elbow room, headroom, tow room, family room. For families who are a size above average. For families who like to spread out. There's lots of feet for your feet. Lots of living room for anyone. And a tough new engine with quick pickup and great mileage. The new Toyota Camry. Not just the family car, the family Camry.
What a feeling, Camry. Toyota.
Well, you're looking at the man of the hour here at Fenway Park, the big left fielder, Jim Rice. And here's another look at that home run he hit to right field. Pretty good pitch down by Tommy John. But it wasn't down after he hit it way over the right field fence into the bullpen. Home run Rice, number 23 of the year, and it put the Red Sox out in front 3-1. This is Timmy Foley. Rick Burleson. He hits a high fly ball to left field. And Rice under it, and he's got it for out number 1. This Bud's for everyone who's just finished a long day. Now it's time to enjoy a clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser. Noise is for Reggie, who's 0 for 2 today, 2 strikeouts. Reggie struck out in the first, and then again in the third. Gets a piece of it, but not enough. Reggie, after that injury to his ribs in Texas, was out for a number of days, and it's taken him a while to get his timing back. He says he feels good at the plate right now. That one's outside and low, 1 ball and 1 strike. That'll be out of play, just over our heads. Ball and 2 strikes. Armin Killebrew and Joe Butita from Fenway Park on an almost perfect day for baseball. 78 degrees at game time. Slight breeze to right field. Did he go? Yes. So Reggie, for the 3rd time in a row, has struck out. Hurst with a pretty good curveball that Reggie just couldn't hold up on.
That's Reggie's 79th strikeout of the year.
And those are the only strikeouts that Hurst has today, the 3 on Reggie. Ryan Downing, ball 1. There's a strike. Ryan collected his first 3-hit game yesterday. He also has 1 4-hit ball game. That one's inside. And after that game yesterday, Ryan has now played in 234 consecutive games without committing an error in left field, and he just needs 8 more to tie the American League record for outfielders set by Al Kaline. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Trying to reach the Massachusetts Turnpike with that swing.
Well, you took me by that today. That's not that far over there, is it?
No, Lansdowne Street right over the wall, and the Turnpike just 1 big hop.
Should be to the 3rd baseman, Urak. And Downing is out at first base. And that's all for the Angels in the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. 5.5 now. Still Red Sox 3, the Angels 1.
Every weekend it's sports, sports, sports.
Give me a break, Flo.
I'm a sports widow.
Look, it's Shorty and Cheap Chicken. Hi, folks. How about these specials from National Lumber? Easy to care for in a choice of colors. Monterey Mills Curl Multi-Purpose Carpeting, $277 a linear foot. It can be wall or recessed mounted. The Empire 16 by 26-inch oak medicine cabinet at National Lumber. Out, he was safe by a mile.
Arguing with a chicken, what will the neighbors say?
Do you guys understand these money market accounts?
Yeah, sure. What's the problem?
They're a good thing, right?
Oh, yes.
Pay more than anything else?
Well, they pay a lot. Well, I'm not sure.
Well, can you explain what the differences are?
I don't know if I can explain them, really. Me neither.
Can anybody?
Come to Home Savings of America. We'll explain all about the new accounts you can put your money into and help you find the one that makes the most sense for you. These are confusing times, but you can stay ahead of them at America's largest savings and loan, Home Savings of America.
I know Intellivision is a great system, but I want to make it better.
Well, we're already adding a computer keyboard.
And a music synthesizer.
And a system changer to play more home video games than any other system.
But the only thing it doesn't have is its own TV.
Buy any Intellivision master component, and Mattel Electronics will send you this 13-inch color TV for only $75.
I'm glad I thought of that.
Bottom of the sixth at Fenway Park, where the Red Sox are leading the Angels 3-1. For the Red Sox, it'll be Dwight Evans, Reed Nichols, and Ed Urach. That's Al Clark, the home plate umpire, with a little conversation to Tommy John. Tommy has given up 7 hits so far, but the big one was the home run by Jim Rice back in the last inning. Well, we talked about some of the guys that have hit well in this ballpark. We left out one guy that may have hit better than anybody else ever here. There's a curveball.
Ted Williams. Oh, yeah. That's Williamsburg, right out there beyond that right field bullpen area. That's where he hit most of them.
This was the right field. Valentine, back near the bullpen on warning track, hauls it in. Oh, my. He's getting a workout in right field today.
When that left the bat, that looked like a fly ball. But there's such a wind blowing from left to right, and Valentine very aware of it. Same wind that was present yesterday. Watch him go. He's doing a tap dance on the track out there. Nice play by Ellie. Angels baseball is also brought to you by the Pep Boys, Manny, Mo, and Jack, the 3 best friends your car ever had. You'll find Pep Boys stores throughout Southern California.
Well, here's a guy that's having a pretty good day at the plate. 2 base hits for Reed Nichols. A single in the second, he scored a run, a double in the fourth. And that one is just outside the third base bag at third.
Eddie Yost coaching down there, the walking man. He led the major leagues in walks, I think 6 or 7 times. What a leadoff hitter he was.
Good third baseman, too.
Oh, yeah. Johnny Pesky, another coach here for Boston. They just have all kinds of tradition here.
Talking about Eddie Yost, Joe, when I signed with Washington, I thought I would have an opportunity to play earlier with that ball club, and I forgot to read the box scores. Eddie Yost was in there at third base, and it took a trade of Yost before I got a chance to play. This one is high and deep to center field. Bobby Clark on the warning track. Well, they finally got Nichols out today. And that's 2 outs.
All next week, it's Errol Flynn week on the Channel 5 Movie Theater. The adventure begins tomorrow night at 8 with swashbuckling excitement on the high seas. It's Captain Blood tomorrow night at 8 here on Channel 5. Here's the Red Sox third baseman, Ed Urach, who's playing in place of the injured Wade Boggs today, who has a full groin muscle. He's 1 for 2, a single in the second, and then he grounded out in the fourth. 1 ball, no strikes. 2-0. The Rooster to Carew, safe at first. Now Burleson rushed his throw a little bit on that one and pulled Carew off the bag, so it'll go as an error on the shortstop, Rick Burleson. He also dropped down to almost sidearm, maybe below that. Watch this. And that ball just sailed on him. Burleson usually throws right over the top, so maybe the shoulder a little bit stiff. That's a shortstop, Glenn Hoffman. Hoffman 0 for 2 today. Reached on an error in the second and lined to center field in the fourth. No balls and 2 strikes. 2 out. We're in the bottom of the 6th. For those of you wondering, that's Burleson's first error since returning off the disabled list.
That'll be out of play. Rick said his shoulder yesterday was a little bit too stiff to play. One ball, two strikes to the Red Sox shortstop, Glenn Hoffman. Now Al Clark wants to look at the ball. I don't understand what's going on here.
He looked at the ball before the inning began, and before Tommy gave it to him, Tommy wiped it off on his pants.
But why does he go all the way to the mound to do that?
Because when you throw it, I guess it dries up. I don't know.
Tommy didn't throw a spin.
I don't know. I don't know what he throws, really.
Got him on strikes. That's the first strikeout of the ball game for Tommy John. And that's all for the Red Sox here in the sixth. No runs, no hits, one error by the Angels, and one runner left. Six complete now at Fenway as the Red Sox 3 and the Angels 1.
A sports car performing on a racetrack, that's expected. A Toyota SR5 sport truck doing it, that's incredible. But it's this kind of incredible performance that's helped make Toyota the #1 selling line of import trucks in America. And as incredible as this Toyota handles, that's how smooth and comfortable it rides.
That's incredible.
That's doing it right.
Oh, what a feeling, Toyota.
I don't have time to be a mechanic, but it's up to me to take care of the car. Well, me and the boys. The Pep Boys. Manny, Mo, and Jack. Since my dad was Chris's age, Pep Boys has been the place for service. Their mechanics do the job right the first time, and you can't beat the price.
When you're hauling heavy loads, you need air-adjustable shock absorbers that can take it. Air-adjustable shocks. Now super discounted at Pep Boys. Only $49.95.
The Pep Boys. Manny, Mo, and Jack.
The three best friends our car ever had.
Monday at 8, Errol Flynn Week begins.
Break out those sails and watch them fill with the wind that's carrying us all to freedom.
6 of the films that made Errol Flynn a screen legend. Starting with Captain Blood, with Basil Rathbone and Olivia de Havilland.
All right, my hearties, follow me.
Errol Flynn swings into action as Captain Blood. Monday night at 8, with only 2 intermissions. Here on Channel 5, your station for movies. KTLA, Channel 5, Los Angeles.
Well, the Angels will try to play catch-up ball here again in the 7th inning. They trail 3-1. And with more play-by-play, here's Joe Butita.
Thanks, Harmon. 3-1. The Boston Red Sox leading the Angels, both teams with 7 hits. And Bruce Hurst on the mound. He will face Valentine, Grich, and Bobby Clark. And so far, home runs have been a part of this ball game. Clark's home run tied the ball game back up in the 5th inning. And then Jim Rice's home run in the 5th, a 2-run shot, put the Red Sox on top. They've only won 17 games here this year. They've lost 22, but they may be on their way to another victory today. Valentine, nice play by Urak, and the long throw not in time. Colt Stapleton off the bag. Nice play by Urak, who doesn't play a lot at third base. But Wade Boggs can't go today because of an injury to his groin. And that's going to be a base hit for Valentine. He hit this ball well. So the Angels pick up their 8th hit. And here's Bobby Grich. Hurst has completed only 3 of his 16 games started this year. And there is action in the Boston bullpen right now. Right-hander throwing. Grich today is 0 for 2. Reached down a fielder's choice and bounced out to the shortstop. That's Bob Stanley. That's a fellow the Angels don't really want to see. He's among the best in the American League in the long relief department. This one in the dirt gets away, and the wild pitch will send Valentine to second base. He makes a long turn and will hold up right there. That's the first wild pitch by Hurst this year. First wild pitch in 105 innings. That's pretty good. So Bobby Grich with a record or the count of 1-1. Bobby has hit in 4 of his last 6 games. And in his last 11 road games, he's hitting .359. But against Boston pitching, 167. 0 for 2 today. This one has popped up, and that'll be foul. Following today's ball game, the Angels head for Detroit, where Jeff Zahn will oppose Dave Rozema tomorrow. So Zahn coming off the DL. Tuesday night, Byron McLaughlin against Milt Wilcox. Wednesday, Keeson against Dan Petrie. And then following Detroit, 4 games in Baltimore, all 4 to be seen live on KTLA. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from Baltimore. Then we head for the Cracker Jack Old Timers game, you and I.
That's right.
That's going to be a fun Monday. See you in action again.
You have to look fast.
3-2 on Bobby Grich. And Hurst walks his first. So with nobody out, 2 runners on, the batter will be Bobby Clark. Bobby homered his last time up, the second time he is homered here at Fenway Park. Second time lifetime. Reggie Jackson has 20 home runs in this park. Burleson 21. Fred Lynn 68, but Lynn not in the ball game today. May see him as a pinch hitter later on if he can make it. Bobby Clark 1 for 2, hit into a double play and then homered. 3-1 Boston, top of the 7th inning. And the infield on the move there with Clark faking the bunt. Urak was charging from third. Hoffman covering second base. Stapleton charging from first. So everybody was on the run. Let's see what the Angels decide to do here. Foley's on deck to be followed by Bob Boone. Now Stapleton playing up on the cut of the grass. Urak, same at third. And Clark bluffs the bunt and takes the ball. 1 ball, 1 strike on Clark. John McNamara figuring out his options here. He trails by 2. And Clark slashing one. Remy to Hoffman, and Clark beats it out. So you saw Bobby fake the bunt, then slash it, try to hit it to the right side with the runners on the move. And he forces Grich, and he's on with a fielder's choice.
So that's actually what Clark was trying to do. Fake the bunt and then go for the swinging base hit to right field, but he couldn't get it by the infielder.
So with runners at the corners and 1 out now, here's Tim Foley. Tim singled his last time up, then was caught stealing. He's 1 for 2. First time up, he fouled out to the first baseman. Tim batting .258. And a good move by Hurst, and they almost get Clark looking the wrong way.
That was a good move.
Hurst looking toward the plate, throwing to first base.
He's already picked off 1 guy today. He got Foley back in the 5th.
And almost got Clark. Valentine at third, Bobby Clark at first base. And the breaking ball catches the corner, and Foley says, check the baseball. next one chopped up the line. Valentine coming home. There's no play. Foley beats it out for the base hit and the RBI. And with Valentine scoring, it is now 3-2 Boston. So Foley with an infield base hit. An RBI, that's his 27th RBI of the year as Valentine comes home. And Ralph Houck making a move to the mound. So we may see Bob Stanley after all. We've not seen him in this series so far, and here comes the big guy. Bob Stanley will relieve Bruce Hurst in the top of the 7th inning for the Red Sox. So while the Red Sox make a pitching change, we'll pause and be right back.
This Bud's for everyone who takes on the heavy loads.
This Bud's for you. For all you do. The king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do. This Bud's for you.
This is a match. This is Match Light Charcoal. Something amazing is about to happen. The match will light the match light without adding lighter fluid. Match Light lights faster and easier than regular charcoal. And
you don't need lighter fluid.
Match Light. Now, all you need is Match Light and a match. You don't need a single drop of lighter fluid, ever.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do it.
Fresh. We only serve you plump, wholesome chicken that's just been cooked.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do it.
Special. Only original recipe chicken is cooked under pressure with the Colonel's 11 herbs and spices, so the seasonings are squeezed into each juicy bite.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do it.
From scratch. We're baking delicious buttermilk biscuits all through the day. Good as yours.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do chicken right.
For many pitchers in baseball, long relief is not what they enjoy doing. That's kind of the anonymous job, getting through the middle innings, and then the second reliever picks up the save or the win. But Bob Stanley loves that role, and he does it well for the Red Sox. First man he faces is Bob Boone. Stanley added a slider in the spring and went through the spring games with an ERA of under 2. That's his main pitch. Fastball slider. Urak. Oh. And they just barely do get Tim Foley at second base. So Bobby Clark ends up at third. Boone reaches on a fielder's choice. And there are 2 away. So 2 pitches and Stanley gets an out.
Ball wasn't hit real hard, and it would have been difficult to make a double play on this one, but Foley really took the second baseman Ramey out of the play.
Boy, that's close. All right, runners at first and third now, 2 outs, and the batter is Rod Carew. Rod with a couple of hits and 3 at-bats today. 3-2 Boston right now, so Stanley has his work cut out for him facing Carew. Rod batting .404. Outside, gets away from Allenson. Here comes Clark, and the Angels have tied the Red Sox. I imagine a pass ball will be called because the pitch was not in the dirt, not that far off the plate. Allenson just caught reaching for it instead of blocking it with his body. And the ball goes off his glove. Take a look at it and judge for yourself. I'd have to say pass ball all the way. So 3-3 the score. Now they're going to put Carew on.
And now they make the call on it, Joe. It is a pass ball.
Stanley is second in the American League in saves with 16, has an ERA of 2.2. He has held the lead or tie game in 23 of 29 games he's appeared in. So he's really the class of the relief corps.
Angels baseball is sponsored in part by Home Savings of America, the nation's largest savings and loan with assets over $16 billion and over 220 offices to serve you.
That run charged to Hurst, of course. And here's Rick Burleson, who takes a fastball for a strike. So we can close the book on Hurst. pitches 6 1/3, gives up 3 runs, 9 hits, struck out 3. All 3 Reggie Jackson, walked only 1. And now it's up to Stanley. It's his ball game. Burleson today 1 for 2. Hit into a double play, single to right, and fly to left. So the Rooster batting .542. Off the hands, and that's a base hit. That'll get Bob Boone home. Rod Carew going to third base, and it's going to be the Angels 4 and the Red Sox 3 in the top of the 7th inning. Another RBI for Rick Burleson, who has had 4 in this series alone.
Well, I don't know whether you call this sweet revenge or what, but he dropped one in here for the go-ahead run. RBI single for Rick Burleson. And Carew goes all the way to third. Oh, we got runners at first and third and 2 out, and here's Reggie Jackson.
Angels have scored 3 times on 3 hits. Reggie has struck out 3 times. First time he's seen Stanley, though. And on deck, Brian Downing. Stanley throws a sinker and a palm ball. That's his changeup. Some say he loads it up occasionally. On the corner for a strike. But he also added a slider in the spring, and that's the pitch that has really helped him this year. He's 6'4" and 225 pounds. Set an American League record last year for relief innings. 168 1/3 innings in relief. That's a lot of work. But he's never had a sore arm. He's just blessed with a big, strong body. That's outside. 2-1. Runners at first and third, and Rod Carew halfway down the line of third. Urak not holding him on. And Reggie Jackson with a base hit to left field. Carew scores, and Burleson on his way to third base as Rice gets it back to second base, and the Angels still have runners at the corners, and now they lead 5-3 on an RBI single by Reggie Jackson. His 34th RBI of the year. So Stanley kept working him outside. Reggie went that way. And the Angels pick up their 4th run of the inning.
And a pretty good pitch, too, by Stanley. Down and away. Reggie went with it. George Carew. Angels 5-3 now. That's Reggie.
Yep. Strike him out 3 times, and it'll bite you the next time. And he did here. Brian Downing, the batter, 1 for 3 today. A single his first time up. Then he bounced out twice. Once to second, once to third. Brian batting .235. One and one. Prior to today, Stanley has held the Angels to a batting average of .121. This one hit towards center field. Tony Armas fighting the wind just a bit, makes the catch, and that's the final out of the inning. But the Angels score 4 times to take the lead on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. And after 6 1/2, it is the Angels 5 and the Red Sox 3.
The 4-wheel drive decathlon. 10 reasons Toyota is the best-selling import 4x4 in America. This Toyota takes on hills, trails, streams, and mud holes. It clears rocks. It takes on deserts and beaches. It's built to work and play.
This Toyota's a champion at doing it right.
First came table model video recorders. Then, the portable. Now, the best of both, RCA's new 900 convertible, the most advanced VCR ever. At home, it's a fully featured table model, the first with 5 heads instead of 4. And the only table model that's portable, instantly portable, no cables. So when you leave home, it converts to a complete movie outfit that leaves other VCRs behind.
The RCA 900 convertible. There is no equal.
Hey, you folks enjoying the trip?
Last week, the Orient Express.
This week, the Cairo Local.
Very international.
Right down to my car.
MasterCard International.
bought my scuba in Aruba.
Joe Butina along with Harmon Killebrew, and those folks apparently at one time from Orange County. Nice to have you in Boston. Here again is our trivia question. We gave it to you earlier because it's such a tough one. Here it is. Who was the only man to play for 3 of Boston's major league teams? The Red Sox, the Celtics, and the Bruins. The answer on Angels wrap-up following play today. Bottom of the 7th inning, and Tommy John working with the lead for the first time, 5-3. And Allenson fouls this one off. Boston scored a run in the 2nd inning, 2 in the 3rd, or 2 in the 5th. And we're leading 3-1, and then the Angels came up with 4 in the 7th inning. In fact, they batted around that inning.
Joe, we're told that that's the 24th time this year the Angels have scored 4 runs in an inning.
Allenson to Burleson, and he fires him out.
Boys and girls, here's one you've been waiting for, the annual Helmet Night at Anaheim Stadium. The date is Friday, July 29th, when the Oakland A's will be in town.
You got to look at Luis Sanchez in the Angel bullpen down right field. He's warming up in case John gets in trouble. Back to the top of the lineup now, Jerry Remy, to be followed by Dave Stapleton. Remy today 0 for 3. Bounced out to second base and reached on a fielder's choice twice. Jerry batting .246, no home runs, 25 RBIs. This one at Carew, and it eats him up. Carew was playing even with the bag. Maybe guarding against the bunt. But that ball hit fairly sharply and short hopped right in front of Carew. And he turned his head on the ball. And that's going to be a base hit for Remy.
They're very generous here at Fenway Park.
I was waiting for you to say something. Very generous. So Remy now 1 for 4, thanks to the official score. And here's Dave Stapleton. Remy has stolen 5 bases. Stapleton hits one toward right field. Valentine patrols that area, makes the catch, and Remy says, "I'm not going on your arm," and hustles back to the bag. So there are 2 outs, and here's Jim Rice. And he'll get a big round of applause. He's had some series. Rice is 2 for 3 today. That makes him 6 for 13 with 2 RBIs in the series. He homered in the 5th inning. That gives him 7 home runs and 13 runs batted in the last 8 games. And John McNamara going to take a walk out to the mound and chat with Tommy John. Oh, we'll run down some American League Baseball scores for you through 5.5 innings at Toronto. It's Toronto 6 and Texas 4. Make that through 7 innings now. 6-4, the Blue Jays leading Texas. Home runs by Martinez, Barfield, and Upshaw. After 7 innings at Detroit, the Oakland A's 2, the Tigers nothing. Hancock with a home run. No score, Seattle at Baltimore after 5. And at Chicago, Milwaukee leading the White Sox 3-0. Ben Oglivie with home run number 8. At Minnesota, all tied up 3-3 after 3.5. At Kansas City, the Yankees and Royals, no score. And that's going to be it for Tommy John as Luis Sanchez coming in at the bottom of the 7th inning with 2 outs. So while the Angels make a pitching change, Tommy John will take that long walk to the dugout. We'll pause and be right back. Say, Angel fans, there's a terrific homestand coming up in late July, including 2 doubleheaders. Here it is. July 18th, 19th, and 20th, the Boston Red Sox will be in town. The final visit of Carl Yastrzemski. July 21st through the 24th, a 5-game series with Detroit, including a twilight doubleheader on the 21st. Game time is 5:30. July 25th, 26th, and 27th, the Baltimore Orioles for 3 nights, and then a 4-game weekend against Oakland on July 29th, 30th, and 31st for the twilight doubleheader on Saturday the 30th. So we'll see you at Anaheim Stadium.
She's not much to look at now, but just wait till me and the boys get through with it. The Pep Boys, Manny, Mo, and Jack. They've got everything. All the national brands. Thousands of parts, tools, accessories, tires, batteries, all at the best prices in town.
Keep your car looking brand new with a gold standard auto cover by Budge. Secure, semi-custom fit. Special fabric for all weather protection. Now 25% off at Pep Boys.
The Pep Boys. Manny, Mo, and Jack.
The three best friends my car ever had.
It usually happens late in the day. Your underarm alarm goes off, telling the world you need odor protection that keeps going as long as you do.
You should have used Old Spice.
It's true. That Old Spice freshness helps stop underarm alarm 24 hours a day.
Happened to me at a party last night. You should have used Old Spice.
Old Spice deodorant and antiperspirant help stop underarm alarm 24 hours a day.
There's a shot of Tommy John, if you're wondering what a pitcher does when he's taken out of a ball game. Picks up a towel and makes the face and says, Louie, go get him. Now it's up to Sanchez. Sanchez comes on with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning with a runner on, and Jim Rice is the batter. So Rice represents the potential tying run at the plate. Rice homered his last time up. And the hard-throwing right-hander from Venezuela has a ball and no strike count on Rice. Rice has 7 home runs, 13 RBIs in his last 8 games. He's batting .304. And Sanchez staying away. Of course, his home run in the 5th inning was to right field off a very good pitch by Tommy John. Sometimes good hitting beats good pitching. John kept it well down in the strike zone, and Rice just golfed it away. Burleson backhands it to Grich, and the Red Sox are gone. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. And after 7 from Fenway Park, it's the Angels 5 and the Red Sox 3.
Some things speak for themselves.
Now's a good time to go to National Lumber for some nails.
Why are you shouting?
Commercials are always louder.
Commercials? Hey, give me a hot dog.
It hauls 1,063 pounds and can be stood on end for storage. The Coleman Packhorse 2 trailer with fenders. It lures in bugs and then zaps them. The Emerson 15-watt electronic bug killer, just $49.88.
Did you get my hot dog?
National Lumber doesn't sell hot dogs.
Each day, people turn to their newspapers and find every bank and savings and loan selling the advantages of their money market accounts. How do you choose one? Come in to Home Savings of America. We'll help you find the account that makes the most sense for you. We'll sit down and explain the new accounts and show you how much you could be making with an account that pays today's high rates, that's insured, and backed for the safety and security of the nation's largest savings and loan. Home Savings of America.
Here's the line on Tommy John if you're keeping score with us. Tommy went 6 2/3, gave up 3 runs, only 2 were earned, 8 hits, struck out 1, did not walk a batter, and gave up a home run, a 2-run home run to Jim Rice. So Luis Sanchez now on in relief of Tommy John. We're heading for the top of the 8th inning, and Bob Stanley will face Valentine, Grich, and Clark in Ellie with a slow roller to second baseman Jerry Remy, and there's 1 away. 1 pitch, 1 out. And here comes Bobby Grich.
Tuesday night at 8 with only 2 intermissions, Errol Flynn stars as the fencing master who made history when he made love. It's The Adventures of Don Juan on Channel 5 Movie Theater, Tuesday night at 8 here on Channel 5.
He was a real cut-up, wasn't he? Bobby Grich with a ground ball to Glenn Hoffman. And they're 2 away. Two down, and Bobby Clark will be the batter. Angels 5 and the Red Sox 3. California 5 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors. Boston 3 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. The rubber match of this 3-game series. And the Angels head for Detroit for a 3-gamer there, and then 4 games next weekend in Baltimore, all 4 on KTLA. Clark hit into a double play, homered, and reached on a fielder's choice and scored in that 7th inning when California scored 4 runs and on 4 hits to take the lead. So Bobby is 1 for 3, batting .241. That was his 2nd home run lifetime here at Fenway Park. Breaking ball just outside. Stanley in his 7th year in a Red Sox uniform. He made the jump in 1976 from Double-A ball at Bristol right to the major leagues. Never went to Triple-A. Has a lifetime ERA of 3.5. This one hit by the mound. Hoffman scoops it up. The underhanded throw goes by Stapleton and into the dugout, and Bobby Clark will get another base.
They might give him a base hit on that.
All things considered, the way Bobby runs, it's a base hit and an error on the shortstop. So that's the first error for Boston today. Clark with his 2nd hit. He's now 2 for 4. And Tim Foley will stand in. Foley has a couple of base hits and 3 at-bats today. So Timmy's batting average is up 5 points to .261. This one off the hands. Urak with a long throw across the diamond. Pulls Stanley almost off the bag, and Foley thinks it was off the bag, but he won't argue much, just flings his helmet towards Steve Palermo. And the Angels are gone. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 man left on base. And after 7.5, the score is the Angels 5 and the Red Sox 3.
Raiders from outer space. Time travelers lost in a future world. Tonight at 6 on Channel 5, KTLA, Los Angeles.
Mr. Ripley, I know that Lane has been kidnapped. I'm here to help.
Mind your own business, lady. That's how you can help. Who are you?
It's Wonder Woman, blazing trails to return a teenage idol to his adoring fans. And then, the adventures of a wandering priest. Kane uses supernatural insight to save a woman in danger. Stephanie Powers stars Monday in Kung Fu, following Wonder Woman at 6, here on Channel 5.
All right, my hearties, follow me!
All this week on Channel 5, from the Spanish Main to the Santa Fe Trail to the jungles of Burma, it's a salute to cinema's swashbuckling legend.
Onward, men! Onward!
6 of the films that made Errol Flynn a legend. It's Errol Flynn Week on the Channel 5 Movie Theater. Monday through Friday at 8 with only 2 intermissions. And Saturday at 7:30 here on Channel 5, your station for movies.
32,142 at Fenway Park today, the smallest crowd of this 3-game series. Of course, it's a beautiful day in New England. Gorgeous sky, a sailing sky, big puffy white clouds. People who sail the boats on the bay love to see that kind of a sky. They're out sailing today. And right now, the Angels appear to be sailing 5-3, but Sanchez has to work to the meat of the Red Sox lineup, Armas Evans and Reed Nichols. Sanchez last appeared against Boston on Friday night when 2/3 of an inning mopping up. Didn't allow a hit, struck out 1. Louis with a record of 8-3 and 3 saves on the year. So here comes Tony Armas. Armas 0 for 3 today. But he has been among the hottest of Red Sox hitters over the last 28 games or so. He has 10 home runs and 25 RBIs in his last 28 ball games. He has 9 home runs here at Fenway this year, which is tops on the club. But he's 0 for 3 today. And Sanchez moves him away from the plate with a fastball, and it's 1-0. Sanchez with a fastball, up around 92, 93 miles an hour. Ground ball at Burleson on 2 hops. And the Rooster throws him out. Well, there's one away, and that'll bring up Dwight Evans. So Burleson getting a chance to use that right shoulder of his, testing that shoulder. He's had 3 or 4 ground balls today. 1 error on Rick, a throwing error, his first of 83. But he's really been passing the test so far. Burleson with 2 hits and 4 at bats. Dwight Evans, 1 for 3. John Curtis now warming up in the Angel bullpen. So Tommy John went 6 2/3, gave up 3 runs, 2 earned, 8 hits, struck out 1, didn't walk a batter, gave up a home run. And Sanchez, the fastball is fouled, and it's 1-1. Evans, with that base hit in the second inning, has hit in 13 of his last 17 games. That's Rick Miller, their top pinch hitter, grabbing a bat. We may see him pretty soon. Line drive toward Bobby Clark. He started in, goes back, and makes the one-handed catch. Now, Bobby with a big smile on his face. Valentine probably said something to him. But he makes the play, and take another look at it. Hit right at Bobby. And the first instinct of an outfielder is to go back, which he did. And makes the catch. So they're 2 away. And here's Reed Nichols. Although Nichols doesn't play a lot, this is only his 47th game of the year. He's 2 for 3 today. And in the only time he didn't get a base hit, sent Bobby Clark deep to center field. This one's off the hands, and it'll fall in for the base hit. So he is now 3 for 4. And he'll take a look at second base, but he won't test the arm of Brian Downing. So Nichols on with a broken bat single to left field. And with 2 outs, the batter will be Ed Urak. There's a Sanchez fastball that gets him right on the hands. Urak appearing in only his 37th game, and he has a hit in 3 at-bats. Not much power there, no home runs, 11 RBIs, but here at Fenway Park, getting one up in the wind toward left field, you never know. He represents the potential tying run at the plate. Urak does not have a home run in his major league career. And he won't get one here. So Sanchez with a blazing fastball for his first strikeout, and the Red Sox are gone. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. They lead 1. And after 8 complete, it's the Angels 5 and the Red Sox 3.
Some things speak for themselves.
Jim Kelly worked all his life for this day.
We're starting you at $50 a week, Kelly.
Mr. Kelly, you're in 2 meetings at the same time.
Jim Kelly's retiring?
Allstate update, 55 and retired discounts. Today, Jim qualifies for a 10% discount on his home insurance and another discount on his auto insurance. If you're 55 and retired, find out if Allstate can save you money.
Honey, I'm home. Forever.
After all, you've earned it. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Olympic Overcoat House Paint. We've got the inside on outside protection. Inside every can of Olympic Overcoat is our 100% acrylic formula that helps protect the outside of your home from the sun's harmful rays and the damage caused by rain. Inside every can is Olympic's 50 years of experience in protecting the outside of homes. Olympic Overcoat. We've got the inside on outside protection.
Top of the ninth inning now. Bob Boone, Rod Carew, and Rick Burleson to face Bob Stanley. And the first pitch from Stanley. And there's one away. Here comes Rod Carew, the #1 hitter in this Angel lineup. A lineup without Doug DeSensei, who is in Baltimore today getting his ailing back checked by the Oriole doctor. He may join the Angels in Detroit, depending on the outcome of that examination. Rod hits one. The second pitch by Stanley, and the same result, 6-3 if you're scoring. And quickly the Angels have 2 outs in the top of the ninth. So Stanley breezing right now. But when he came in relief of Bruce Hurst in the 7th inning, Angels tattooed him pretty good for a couple of hits. They ended up with 4 runs overall. And that's when they took the lead. They lead it now 5-3. And here's Rick Burleson. Burley with 2 hits and 4 at-bats. Hit into a double play, singled, flied to left, and had an RBI single in the 7th inning. California, with a victory today, would capture the season series here at Fenway Park for only the 4th time since 1961. So it's been a tough place for them to play. Pop up by Burleson. Stapleton calling for it in fair territory, now in foul territory. And the Angels go quickly 1-2-3 in the top of the ninth. And after 8.5 innings of play, the score remains. The Angels 5 and Boston 3.
The Toyota Standard Bed Truck presents the 5998 workout. A workout that shows you how the biggest Standard engine in its class helped make Toyota the #1 selling line of import trucks in America. And with that kind of power and performance, you get a lot of working out for your 5998.
Now that's doing it right.
And after a workout, a shower can be mighty refreshing.
Oh, what a feeling, Toyota.
These days, a car can eat you out of house and home.
So it's up to me to keep costs down. Well, me and the boys. The Pep Boys.
Manny, Mo, and Jack.
They buy thousands of parts, tools, and accessories.
In tremendous quantities.
They save big when they buy.
So we save big when we buy.
Now have a tough turtle wax finish on your car in less than 15 minutes. Minute wax spray or Polyshell polysealant spray for shine and protection. Your choice, only $3.99.
The Pep Boys. Manny, Mo, and Jack.
The 3 best friends
our car ever had.
AirCal makes flying easy. Easier than PSA. Here's another way. When you fly AirCal between Los Angeles and San Francisco, you get more room. We took out over 15% of our seats, so you'll be more comfortable. Next time you travel between San Francisco and Los Angeles, stretch out. AirCal, we make flying easy.
In the bottom of the 9th inning, Boston manager Ralph Houck will go to his arsenal. And he'll pinch hit with Rick Miller with Carl Yastrzemski on deck. The Red Sox trailing 5-3 in the bottom of the 9th inning. And Luis Sanchez chatting with Rod Carew. And Carew may be reminding Sanchez about what Rick Miller does. And what he does is pinch hit very well. He's the best pinch hitter on this Boston team. Miller has had 6 straight games where he's pinch hit successfully. He is 11 of his last 23 with 6 RBIs, all as a pinch hitter. He has the most hits by a Red Sox pinch hitter since Dick Schofield back in 1969 and Dalton Jones in 67 and 66. So Rick Miller pinch hitting for Glenn Hoffman in the number 8 spot. 5-3, Angels on top right now. And Sanchez with a fastball for a ball. Mike Witt, the right-hander. John Curtis, the left-hander. just in case Sanchez gets in trouble. And Foley snares this one and throws him out. Good play by Timmy Foley, who was playing up on the grass. So Miller almost bounced that one for a base hit. Miller happens to lead the American League in pitch hits, but he doesn't get one here. And now the big ovation for Carl Yastrzemski. A standing ovation at Fenway Park. Yaz in this series has 2 home runs and a double. He is 3 for 7 with 7 RBIs. And he didn't miss that one by much. Yaz has hit safely in 8 straight games. 17 of his last 19 and is batting .327. So he's having a fine year in his last year in Major League Baseball. Yaz in his 23rd year in the big leagues. And Sanchez just pours that fastball right by Yastrzemski. And it's 1-2. Sanchez can bring it, as they say. Here's his 1-2 pitch. Foul off. Goes for the wall. Brian, or make it Bobby Clark, and it's off the wall. And Yaz pulls up with a double. So the Angels made a defensive switch. They put Bobby Clark in left and Fred Lynn in center field. And Yaz doubles off the wall with 1 out, and we'll have a pinch runner for him. And listen to this ovation. That double, Yaz now has 1,140 extra base hits. That moves him 1 ahead of the legendary Ty Cobb. So it's one legend or another here at Fenway Park. And with a runner at second base, the batter will be Jerry Remy. One out, runner in scoring position. And Sanchez to work to Remy and Dave Stapleton. And Remy tries to bunt for the base hit, moves the runner to third, and there are 2 away. The pinch runner is Marty Barrett. As you look at Jerry Remy. And here's Dave Stapleton. Stapleton 0 for 4 today. But he had a home run yesterday in a 3 for 4 performance, giving him 4 home runs overall, 34 RBIs. So he represents the potential tying run at the plate. And with that left field wall not very far away, Stapleton can certainly tie it up. So Sanchez to face Stapleton with a man at third base. 5-3 Angels, and on deck Jim Rice. Fastball low. Although he is 0 for 4 today, Stapleton has hit in 5 of his last 6 games. And he does have home run power, especially here at Fenway Park. Good pitch. Sanchez took a little bit off, and it's 1-1. So Fred Lynn in center field, Bobby Clark in left, and Ellis Valentine in right. The Angel infield, Foley, Burleson, Grich, and Carew. ball 2. So Sanchez really doesn't want to put Stapleton on. Then he'll have to face Rice, Armas, and then Evans. Who knows how long it's going to go. They trail by 2. And Sanchez trying to close the door right here. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Stapleton. Inside for a ball. 3-1. So Stapleton standing up there in a hitter's delight. And that man is on deck, Jim Rice. Took it for a strike. 3-2. So the payoff pitch coming up here in Fenway. Bottom of the 9th, 2 outs, and the 3-2 pitch to Stapleton. Ground ball to Foley. Nice play by the line. The long throw, and the Angels beat the Red Sox. The final score from Fenway Park as the Angels win the series 2-1. The Angels 5 and Boston 3. We'll be back in a moment. Say, Angel fans, there's a terrific homestand coming up in late July, including 2 doubleheaders. Here it is. July 18th, 19th, and 20th, the Boston Red Sox will be in town. The final visit of Carl Yastrzemski. July 21st through the 24th, a 5-game series with Detroit, including a twilight doubleheader on the 21st. Game time is 5:30. July 25th, 26th, and 27th, the Baltimore Orioles for 3 nights, and then a 4-game weekend against Oakland on July 29th, 30th, and 31st for the twilight doubleheader on Saturday the 30th. So Rick Burleson gets the game-winning RBI here at Boston, his 2nd of the year. The line score in the ball game, the Angels 5 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors. Boston 3 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error. The winning pitcher is Tommy John. He is now 7-5 on the year. Luis Sanchez picks up the save, his 4th of the season. The losing pitcher, Bruce Hurst, he now drops to 6-8. So that's it from Fenway Park, where the Angels beat the Red Sox 5-3. Stay tuned now for Angels wrap-up following in just a moment.
This Angels baseball game has been brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers and proud sponsor of the U.S. Olympic team. For all you do, this Bud's for you. By the Pep Boys, Manny, Mo, and Jack, the 3 best friends your car ever had. You'll find Pep Boy stores throughout Southern California. By Home Savings of America, the nation's largest savings and loan with assets over $16 billion and over 220 offices to serve you and still going strong. And by the makers of Toyota cars and trucks, who would like to remind you that it's a good feeling to buckle up for safety. So get the feeling whenever you drive. Executive producer of Angels Baseball is Hector Heitman. Associate producer is Elena Habib. Our remote producer was Joe Quazzarano. Studio coordinator at KTLA was Jim Kane. Production coordinator was Jane Ellen Dawkins. Today's production facilities have been provided by WSBK-TV. Satellite and transmission facilities arranged by the Hughes Television Network. From Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts, Channel 5 has presented the California Angels versus the Boston Red Sox. This is Larry Van Nuys inviting you to join us next Thursday, July 14th at 4:30 p.m. from Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, when the California Angels take on the Baltimore Orioles.
Keeping your car in shape inside and out will help make it last longer. So use quality car care products from True Value hardware stores. After washing, dry your car with True Value's genuine chamois, just $4.99. Then apply Meguiar's Fast Finish Wax, also $4.99 in paste, liquid, or spray, and get a $1 manufacturer's rebate. And to clean tires and mats, use Wesley's Bleach White, now just $1.29 at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
I've got a confession to make. I've always loved the freshness of Tic Tac. But when Sugar Freeze came along, I figured I'd give up some of that freshness to get fewer calories. Know what? I was wrong. Sugar-free mints aren't lower in calories. They have 7, even 9.
Raiders from outer space. Time travelers lost in a future world. Tonight at 6 on Channel 5, KTLA, Los Angeles. Angels Wrap-Up is brought to you by Mark C. Bloom. You can't choose the right tire if you don't have a choice. With 53 stores to serve you in Southern California.
Well, we're going to do a minute with Bobby.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Angels Wrap-Up. Today from Fenway Park, the Angels beat the Red Sox 5-3. A key blow was a home run by Bobby Clark in the 5th inning that tied the game at 1-1. Bobby was 2 for 4 with an RBI, and he's our special guest.
Well, Bobby had a great day today, a couple of base hits and a big home run. You must like to play in this ballpark.
Well, I played here just, 2 or 3 games, and I don't know, the pitchers seem to try to keep the ball away, but sometimes they come inside, and I'm just able to get around on them. Thank the Lord for able to hit here.
Bobby, last year you played over 100 ball games for the Angels. Most of those were in defensive roles, so this year you've been in a lot in that situation, too. I know you'd like to get in more ball games, but you're happy to be here, I'm sure.
Yes, I'm just happy to, I like to get in more games, yes, but then again, I'm happy to be here to be able to help this team win, and it's a team effort all the way with this team, and, 25 guys on this team, and that's what we have them for, to fill in, and that's my job.
Earlier in the year, you made the comment that you might like to be traded from this ball club. You still feel the same way?
Well, everybody, wishes to play every day, and, that's my wish, of course. I want to work hard to be able to do that, but right now my situation is to stay here and do the best I can with this team.
Bobby, congratulations, and keep going.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back with more Angels baseball after these messages.
Out here, they need tough tires, so they rely on General radials for their trucks and cars. General steel and glass-belted radials are designed to help save gas, give you a smooth ride, and offer great traction. So for the kind of performance you expect from a radial tire, check General's wide variety of radials. Now at a price everyone can afford. Stop in today.
Well, we talked to Bobby Clark a moment ago. Now we will show you his home run. It came in the top of the 5th inning, and it was his 3rd of the year, his 2nd at Fenway Park, and that tied the score.
Well, let's see. It is. This is hit deep to left field. It'll be high off the wall. No, over the wall. A home run for Bobby Clark. And that ties it up here at Fenway, 1-1. Oh, he really tagged that one. A line shot by Clark. His 3rd home run of the year and his 14th RBI.
And with the score tied 1-1 going into the bottom of the 5th inning, the Boston Red Sox hitting well in the last couple of games sent Jim Rice to the plate, and he produced.
Base on a ball hit to right field. Let's see. Oh, high fly ball, right field. Valentine back near the bullpen. He won't have a chance on this one. Bye-bye, baby. Home run, Jim Rice. And for Jim Rice, home run number 23. And RBIs 59 and 60. And the Red Sox take the lead 3-1.
The Angels finally got to left-hander Bruce Hurst in the 7th inning. They scored 4 runs on 4 hits, and here's how it looked. This one chopped up the line. Valentine coming home. There's no play. Foley beats it out for the base hit and the RBI. And with Valentine scoring, it is now 3-2 Boston. Rod batting .404. Outside, gets away from Allenson. Here comes Clark, and the Angels have tied the Red Sox. Off the hands, and that's a base hit. That'll get Bob Boone home. Rod Carew going to 3rd base, and it's going to be the Angels 4 and the Red Sox 3 in the top of the 7th inning. And Reggie Jackson with a base hit to left field. Carew scores, and Burleson on his way to 3rd base as Rice gets it back to 2nd base, and the Angels still have runners at the corners, and now they lead 5-3 on an RBI single by Reggie Jackson, his 34th RBI of the year. The Angels scored 4 times in the 4th inning on 4 hits, and that was all the scoring in the ball game. They go on to beat the Red Sox 5-3 here at Fenway, taking this 3-game series 2-1. Here now the answer to our trivia question: who is the only man to play for 3 of Boston's major league teams, the Red Sox, Celtics, and Bruins? The answer after this.
Moving from job to job in this business means you run up a lot of miles every year. So they need tires they can depend on, but today they need them at prices they can afford. A steel-belted radial tire? Put on the Amera SBR. Or a bias tire? Get General's Amera Sprint. Both built to roll up the miles, and now at a great low price. So stop in today and put on a set.
Available at Mark C. Bloom. You can't choose the right tire if you don't have a choice.
All right, now here's the answer to the trivia question. Who is the only man to play for 3 of Boston's major league teams, the Red Sox, Celtics, and the Bruins? Have you figured it out yet? Well, his name is John Kiley, who happens to be the organist here at Fenway Park. We told you it was a tough one. Here now, the American League Baseball scores as far as we have them today. In the 8th inning, Toronto leading Texas 6-4. Home runs by Martinez, Barfield, and Upshaw on that one so far. And, of course, if Toronto was on to win, they'll be tied with the Rangers for first place in the American West. The Angels will. 6-4 so far, Toronto over Texas. In the 8th inning, Oakland over Detroit 3-0. In the 7th inning, Baltimore leading Seattle 2-0. After 5 at Chicago, Milwaukee 4, and the White Sox 0. One other score we have, couple actually, at Minnesota. It is 4-3, the Indians leading the Twins. And at Kansas City, the Yankees with 5 in the 3rd now lead the Royals 6-2 after 4.5 innings of play. A reminder that our guest Bobby Clark will receive the gift certificate from Mark C. Bloom for appearing on Angels Wrap-Up. The final score from Boston's Fenway Park, the Angels 5, the Red Sox 3. On behalf of Harmon Killebrew and our producer Joe Quazarano, this is Joe Butita saying so long from Boston, where the Angels beat the Red Sox.
Angels Wrap-Up has been brought to you by Mark C. Bloom. We take care of your car from the tires up, with 53 stores to serve you in Southern California. Raiders from outer space.